be made? Oh, let's just back up one word. Wilt thou be? Wilt thou be a millionaire? Wilt thou be rich? Wilt thou be well? Wilt thou? Now, I'm going to show you how many of you answer. Come right on up. The impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man. I have no otherness. I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool. But I am coming another step down before me. Now, Jesus did not ask him the case scenario. And that's the other thing I want to get to, because see, some of you, I already know what your problem is. That's why this morning I did purposely what I did during time of testimony. Instead of getting to the point, they're going all the way around. He says, tell us what God has done. Well, I went down to the store and I stepped on a rat, and then, it spit out a $10 bill. And no, tell us, and then we can ask you for details if we want it. Jesus is asking this man, wilt thou be made whole? Only says for his will. This man starts to give him a story. Tell us what God did for you. Well, way back in 1927, Mabel and I were just walking down the street one day, and I was going, what did God do? Well, I'm trying to make a long story short, but in 1966, listen. Touch your neighbor and say, get to the point. Wilt thou? And the impotency, now this explains why he was impotent. Sir, real proper, sir, I have no man. Jesus did not ask this man about a man. He's asking this man about his will. Wilt thou be rich? Well, I'm on fixed income, you see, and and because I was out of work wilt thou be rich? Well, I really don't have no husband. I need a man, and my credit messed up. Wilt thou be rich? Well, I'm black in America, and I'm trying to make it, and man, the system's against me, Wilt thou be rich? Well, they won't give me a loan, man, My Hammond B3 organ is in me moving. Jesus. And what excuse are you giving Jesus when he said, will thou be? But Lord, I'm locked into this lease until. Wilt thou be? Well, I got this debt. Wilt thou be? Well, I got these back pledges, Jesus did not even get into his dialogue here. And can I tell you that the Father is not getting into your dialogue because the Father is blind by facts. He don't see facts. He don't hear facts. He don't care about facts. You can even fax the facts. He will not even look at the facts. All he sees is truth. Jesus said unto him, rise up, take thy bed and walk. In other words, when he told that man, rise up, that man didn't rise up on Jesus' will. He rised up on his own will. Jesus gave the command, but if he would have never got up, he would have never got healed. And many of you are not going to get healed economically until you get up. You got to rise. Take up thy bed and walk. And immediately the man was what? The man was what? Made how? And did what? And did what? You're going to have to take up your bed of poverty. You're going to have to take up your bed of disease. And you're going to have to walk. See, some of you are being carried by your infirmity instead of carrying your infirmity. Some of you, instead of carrying the cross, you are hung by the cross. Touch your neighbor and say, if you don't carry the cross will carry you. And when you're on the cross, you're going to have to wait for another man to take you down. And then the Jews therefore said unto him that was cured, it is the Sabbath day. It's not lawful for thee to carry thy bed. He answered them, he that made me whole, the same said unto me, take up thy bed and walk. Then asked they him, what man is that which said unto thee, take up thy bed and walk? And he that was healed wist not who it was, for Jesus had conveyed himself away, a multitude being in that place. Afterward Jesus findeth him in the temple and said unto him, behold, thou art. Thou art what? And then he told them, don't miss the mark no more. Walk in anything other than God and you'll be worse than what you was. Oh. And therefore did the Jews persecute Jesus and sought to slay him because he had done these things on the what? Sabbath day. But Jesus answered them, my Father worketh hitherto, and I work. Notice what he said. Because God work, I work. I and my Father are one. Therefore the Jews sought the more to kill him, because he not only had broken the Sabbath, but said also that God was his what? And when you say God is your Father, what are you doing? Read. Making himself what? Because the Father and the Son is the same reality in different forms. You know why they're going to want to stone you? For making yourself equal. Then answered Jesus and said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he seeth the Father do. For what things soever he doeth, these also doeth the Son. How? Now here's the real clincher, and I'm going to have to just quit. When you get to the point that you become so like God,